All right. So today's lesson is Module 8, Lesson 10. Today you will partition circles and rectangles into equal parts and describe those parts as halves, thirds, or fourths. Any words you need me to define for you. Any words? All right. I'll remind you of some words. Partition has the word part in it. Partition means we're going to break it into parts or pieces. We're going to take circles and rectangles and we're going to break them into equal parts to describe halves, thirds, or fourths. So if this is my rectangle and I want to show 1/3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the equal pieces and I'm going to fill it in. If I have a rectangle and I want to show 2/3, I'm going to take two of the equal pieces and I'm going to fill them in. If I have a rectangle and I want to show 3/3, I'm going to take all three pieces and I'm going to fill them in. Everybody understand what they want you to do today? If they say to show 1/3, you are going to fill in one of the pieces. If they ask you to shade in 2/3, you are going to fill in two of the pieces. If they say to shade in 3/3, you are going to shade in all three pieces. All right, let's go to our math book. If you have your math book, go ahead and open it to page 43. Open it to page 43. And on page 43, they're asking you to do multiple steps. Aaliyah, you are very distracted. Can you stop being so distracting and listen, please? Thank you. Because it makes other people pay attention to what you're doing and not listen to what I'm saying. This is like the classroom. Okay? It says, do the shapes in problems 1A show halves or thirds? Halves means 2 equal pieces. Thirds means 3 equal pieces. Fourths means 4 equal pieces. You need to answer this question with a word. B says, draw one more line to partition each shape into fourths. You're going to draw one more line in these shapes to turn it into fourths. Okay? Question 2. Nehemiah, you have a question? Go ahead. 43. Okay. Berlina, unmute yourself. Go ahead, Berlina, ask your question. It's okay if you can't see the screen. I'm making a video and then I'm going to post it on the webpage and you can see what I'm showing in a minute. Okay? Jeremy, you have a question? Go ahead, Jeremy, ask your question. Aaliyah, I'm going to bump you out of the meeting if you keep being distracting. Do you understand me? Jeremy, try that again. Jeremy, I couldn't hear your question. Can you type it into the chat? London, what's your question? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Papi, deja de lavar los platos porque tengo dificultad oyendo aquí. Gracias. London, can you type your question into the chat? I can't hear you. All right, we're going to keep going. Question 2. Partition each rectangle into thirds. Thirds means how many equal pieces? Think about it. Then shade the shapes as indicated. So you have to partition it into thirds and shade in 3/3, shade in 2/3, shade in 1/3. Question 3. Partition each circle into fourths. Then shade in the shades indicated. Shade in 4/4, shade in 3/4, shade in 2/4, shade in 1/4. Question 4, which is on the next page. Partition and shade the following shapes as indicated. Each rectangle or circle is one whole. Please partition this to show fourths and then shade in 1/4. Partition this to show thirds and then shade in 1/3. Partition this to show halves and then shade in 1/2. Okay? Partition this into fourths and shade in 3/4. Partition this into thirds and then shade in 3/3. And, partition. Can you partition 2 shapes into 3/2? No. So what they want you to do is partition this small square into half and this small square into half and then shade in 3 of the pieces. Okay? I'm going to explain it again. I saw LaShiny's face go, "What, Mrs. Pagan? I'm a little confused." You're going to partition this into half and this one into half and then show me how many and then shade in 3/2. Okay? Question 5. Split the pizza below so the Maria, Paul, Jose, and Mark each have equal shares. Think of how many people that is. Label each student's share of the pizza with their name. What fraction of the pizza was eaten by the boys? And what fraction of the pizza did the boys eat all together? Okay? All right. Go ahead and do pages 43 and 42 and 43. And we will come back at 2:45 to go over the answers. You see where it says math mini lesson? I'm going to connect this video to that in case you need to hear it again. Where it says math mini lesson, I am going to connect my video. But give me like 5 minutes because I have to download it to YouTube, okay? Okay, everybody. Go ahead and do pages 43 and 44 on your own. I'm going to end the meeting.